Alright, so you want to get into buying and selling NFTs, but you want to do it in a way in which you try not to lose money. Well, in today's video, I'm going to give you guys some of the best tips I've found in my experiences buying and selling NFTs to prevent myself from losing money. Now, of course, nothing is a guarantee, and NFTs are extremely volatile. However, it's important to realize that there are some precautions you could take in order to make sure you're a little bit safer. So in today's video, I'm going to give you guys a little outline that you guys could follow to make sure you're making better investments. That being said, let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, you're going to need a currency to work with, whether it's Ethereum or Cardano. If you're buying Cardano NFTs, which are just starting up these days, Solana NFTs have been very popular. Whatever it is you're purchasing, the question is, how are you actually going to make these investments? Well, the only thing you could do is actually purchase a supply of that currency. You have to have some Ethereum laying around or some Solana laying around to actually make those investments. Now, here's where the fun part comes in. You're going to want to purchase your existing supply whenever you're on a red day. So if you're looking to buy an Ethereum NFT on OpenSea, don't buy Ethereum when it's at 3,700 and it's up 10% on the day, because that's ridiculous. That's a day in which you would maybe want to sell an NFT. So always try to keep these things in mind, because ideally when it comes down to it, you want to have a stash. You want to have a supply of crypto you're working with, and obviously using that stash to purchase NFTs and keep them in your wallet. So ideally, when you're adding to your reserve of Ethereum or your reserve of Solana or whatever it is, try to buy them on a red day. Even if the currency is continuing to appreciate, you want to still try to catch it before it rises to an incredibly overinflated amount. Now, of course, believe me, I don't think it's worth it to wait for Ethereum to go back to 2,500, because I don't even know if it's going to go back to 2,500. But if you could save yourself 3, 4, 5% on your initial investment, that should help you in the long run. A lot of my Solana NFT investments were done when Solana was at $90, $110, or even $150, down from that 200 price hike, which they ran into a couple of weeks ago. So again, definitely do try to keep these things in mind, because they will help. The next thing you want to keep in mind is the price of the asset you're purchasing. Now, you have to take into account the mint price. So a lot of NFTs out there will be minting at a ridiculously high price. Solana has been the #1 sort of criminal instance in which this has been done, where something has been minted at 5 SOL, 10 SOL, and has eventually crashed and burned to where on secondary markets it's going for under mint. So if you ever see something going for under mint, just know it's probably in pretty bad shape. An example of this is Soul Bears, which were minted at 3 Solana, which right now are going for around 1.5. Solamanders were minted at 5 Solana and right now are going for around 0.5. So that's pretty bad. If you ever see something going for below mint price, just know it's probably in pretty bad trouble. Ideally, I would say try to look for something that has a either free or very cheap mint. An example of a fantastic project which I don't own but I like very much is Solana Snacks. They were minted for free, and people have over time gradually raised the floor and have a little bit more faith in raising that floor because they didn't put any investment in. So that's a really good project. There are some other ones as well which have minted for 1 SOL, 2 SOL, with an Ethereum NFT, something that might be, minted for 0.02 Ethereum, 0.03 Ethereum. That's a really good mint price because you're not exactly putting a lot on the line, which I think helps things in the secondary market. Speaking of secondary markets, if you guys would like to make some money on the market, check out my Webull link, guys, down below in the description. It's for a very, very easy setup on a Webull account. If you guys want to get started over there, it literally takes 5 minutes, folks. You can make an easy 15-20 bucks just by clicking my link down below in the description. You'll get up to 3 free stocks, which could be valued up to $2,300. One of you guys actually used my link down below in the description, and me and one of you guys recently just got a free share of Apple. Absolutely awesome stuff. Link down below in the description. But besides monitoring that secondary market, what else can you guys do? Well, in general, folks, you want to try to diversify as best possible. There are a lot of NFT projects which span from, sort of a meme kind of just, viral for no reason kind of idea. That goes for, a lot of different, obviously the punks really do kind of fit that description. There are definitely some other NFTs which really have no purpose and have just kind of gone viral and they're overvalued for that reason. There are a lot of NFTs which do things in regards to video games. There are a lot of Ethereum and Solana projects which, are a downloadable, character or something. I know kaiju cards on the Solana ecosystem are for a video game, and I don't know what the game game is, but it's an RPG game, and it seems to be in demand right now. Aurora is another example. Again, it's kind of like an RPG, which, sort of helps out the Solana ecosystem because they have an actual function. Of course, you do have the option for like some beautiful artwork. I know the degen apes out there, which are extremely expensive right now, but it is some beautiful artwork. So the degen ape, Academy is a really big Solana project right now. Of course, you have the Bored Ape Kennel Club on Ethereum. There are a lot of projects which generally have really cool art and kind of have a sort of cult-like status because of how good their art is. Fract, of course, on the Solana ecosystem is AI-generated art, and that's really unique and clever. So try to sort of diversify in a sense where you feel comfortable with your variety of investments. If the profile picture, Pudgy Penguin genre, falls through the floor and, punks half in value, which has happened before. Solana punks went from a floor of 40 to a floor of 8 almost overnight. So that can happen, and the thing you guys have to be aware of is just exactly how quickly that sort of escalation can happen. But if you keep a nice, diverse portfolio of different NFTs that actually do different things, I think you guys will be able to protect yourselves a lot more in the long run, because chances are every NFT is not just going to have a rev day. Every NFT will eventually at some point, go through a cycle, a bull and a bear cycle, a mini sort of cycle like that, which happens to every financial asset in the world. But if you have a nice diversity of different projects, which, attract a different audience in every instance, you'll never have a full red day. For the most part, I've had some pretty bad days with my NFTs, but for the most part, you'll always have something that is doing remotely okay. And that's what you want to strive for. Remember, folks, NFTs are risky, period, but you ideally want to try to create a portfolio and a buying strategy in which you're acquiring your assets, whether it's Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, whatever it is, ICP, whatever you're actually using, VeChain. There are a lot of them out there, folks. You're actually acquiring that asset at a cheap price. Your dollar cost averaging down your actual supply. That's like, buying dollar. Let's say you want to use dollar bills to buy stocks, and someone offers you a $5 bill for $3. Are you going to buy that $5 bill for $3, or are you going to buy that $5 bill for $7? You want to pick a day in which crypto is either down, or down a good deal in order to add to your overall supply. Then, of course, you want to take that supply and try to find a diverse range of projects which are not exactly in the same, sort of board, not exactly in the same discords and have the same communities that could, sort of fall under overnight. Because again, floors have dropped overnight. So definitely do be on the lookout for that, folks. And the final thing, of course, like I said a little bit earlier in this video, guys, is try to find something that makes sense in regards to its mint price, the current floor price. If the mint price was ridiculously high and the floor price is really low, try to avoid it, guys. Try to avoid it. And again, the more your NFT is to purchase, I would say the more stable it is. If you bought a punk, right now for $500,000, which I think nobody watching this, including myself, can afford, if you bought a punk for that much money, in a year from now, yeah, it'll probably be worth more. If you bought some random thing you found on OpenSea for, 0.1 Ethereum, who knows what could happen to that tomorrow. So again, when you get into the cheaper ranges, it does get a little bit more, speculative, and you do get a little bit more volatility in there. So do be very careful, guys, because when you find a project that is really cheap like that, you are going to lose a little bit of that established credibility, which you've gained over time. So hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Let me know if that all made sense down below in the comments. Let me know if you guys have any other tips for people watching, in regards to buying NFTs in a safe and efficient manner. Make sure to check out my Webull link, guys, down below in the description. Again, if you guys want to make it very, very easy, 15, 20 bucks, link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Matt, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.